everybody, this is Attila from Signalo. Let me start to check what's going to happen this week, which starting with January 28th, Sunday. The Monday is 29, obviously. Today we don't have anything serious that we have to check or follow up. Tomorrow we're going to have some data from compared to the CPI data that we can make some projections about the CPI. For example, the retail sales in Australia, they're expecting a 2% drop. Of course, after we finished the New Year and Christmas period, there is obvious drop back on the retail sales. After that, we're going to have consumer spending from French, but nothing serious, as you can see. Nothing is really important. The Spanish CPI year on year as well expected to go lower to around 3%. They already been hitting a pretty nice 1.8% last June, and there was a small comeback till the 3%. As Miss Lagarde, Christine Lagarde said last week on the monetary policy minutes, what she did last Wednesday or Thursday. She said the comeback of the CPI was lower than she was expected, that they've been expecting at the European Central Bank. So the downtrend from the side of the demand in the market expected to go lower. In this case, of course, we could see a weaker euro. If you check the euro right now, for example, against the dollar, the euro is weakening. You can see that the trend is right now broken. We had a beautiful uptrend till now. We are in a range zone right now on the H4. So we could see a weaker euro. As you can see, the uptrend is broken. Now it's moving in a range. If it's kicking down below this 1.0800 level, this is going to be a round number, which was previously as well an important level. Where is it right now? It can come lower to the next important point, which is a 50 pips from here. So as it hits down, we have a 50 pip movement downside. Okay, so fundamental, this is expected. Why? Because if you check the data, what we're gonna have from United States, we had resilient data last week. The US GDP grow 3%, more than expected. Just look at this. They've been expecting a 2% growth, but they managed to show 3.3% GDP growth in US. We had fantastic data about the US PMI data also. Both the manufacturing and the service PMI about 50 points, which shows us a strong US economy, and seems like it's supporting the trend of the stronger dollar for the next couple of months also. So against the euro, the dollar is winning. Against the JPY, there was as well a nice movement. So they started to come back to the level. Of course, in the JPY, it's a different story because it's really on the all-time high. But if you compare, it can go higher. With the GBP USD, we have the range. This is a perfect range. In the schools, when we are teaching what is a range, is this. This is the range right now. It's on the middle lane, as you can see, moving from key level to key level. So that's it. What we can see right now at the about the dollar. Next step, what we're gonna have. After Tuesday, we have the consumer confidence from US, which expected as well be a bit better than before. Job slots openings, of course, it's not gonna rise because we have a fantastic unemployment rate already, and the tied 5.5% US interest rate. Of course, it's keeping cooling the economy. So you can see the trend. The trending is down. So we can see less job openings from the United States. We can have the CPI data from Australia Wednesday also. You can use the event manager. You can find it on our website on the signalo.com. It's a fantastic little expert advisor. If you click on the menu, you can see robots and event manager, the news trader. If you use it, you can see a video about that also. How is it going? How is it working? We're giving set files for you in our Signal service, which is here for the Signal and which is here for the Hungarians and for the English people also. Okay, so the next important news what we're gonna have is from China. Honestly, the governmental Chinese news I'm not taking seriously because they mainly faked a little bit. What we used to check is the HSBC's Chinese datas. But I'm not reading with the renminbi. What I'm checking is the Chinese stock market. I have an open position on that. They're gonna make a 200 billion buyback in the stocks of Chinese available Chinese stocks on the Shenzhen and all the bigger stock exchanges in China. So we can see there was a really nice, beautiful push. I'm expecting to hit my take profit. When they do things like this, as you can see, the Chinese stock market can rally really fast. And right now they're trying to moderate the big sell-off. The possibilities are unlimited for the Chinese central bank, so they can actually be the biggest player on the stock market. It's really interesting. Communistic country is the biggest trader on the local stock market, so we can see some interesting movements. Meanwhile, in United States, we are hitting the new records. So you can see there's a huge difference between the two indices. One is in the rock bottom right now, in the lowest, as you can see, and the American Nasdaq is on the record high. So that's what happening. That's what interesting about China. What they're gonna do? How big bailout they're gonna launch with the local stock market? In that case, we're gonna see a beautiful rally in the Chinese index. Okay. On Wednesday, we got info about the ADP, non-farm employment change, as NFP, as we used to say. They make all the time a huge difference between the real and the expected data. So they got the 169 70 expectations, and the real data last month was 217. So there is a 60,000 gap between the real and the ADP non-farm payroll data. Anyway, the news gonna move the market, so we can use the event manager in this occasion also. Then we get Canadian GDP month per month unemployment cost index. It's an interesting story. What is this? Is the change in the price businesses and the government pay for civilian labor. So actually, this shows how much the employment, the salary is rising in United States. As you can see, there is an uptrend in this case. Of course, last year it was the highest on the peak. It's a quarterly data, so we're expecting another high. As you can see, 1% on the top of the previous one. In this case, it shows a still strong demand on the employment. So there are strong companies which are still hiring, but as you can see, this demand is slowly weakening. But also the US unemployment rate on the lowest levels. We have after this on Wednesday federal funds rate, FOMC, and then press conferences. We usually have it from Jerome Powell. He's gonna explain us why Mr. Wellner said 2 weeks ago that they're not gonna cut the US interest rate in the next till the in this first half of the year. Next half, probably they will do it if it's needed. The US is doing the best with these high interest rates. If you check the previous video of mine, I explained how much it hit Europe and what is the difference between Europe and US in this case, okay? After that, Thursday, February 1st, we're moving to the new months of 2024. We're gonna have the official interest rate data about the Bank of England decision, expected to stay at this 5.25%. It's gonna be really interesting when I make the first step. The Europeans, the English or the United States central bank. I'm voting on the UK guys that they're gonna make the first step. They have the highest one, and they can move with the European probably together. US doesn't need to move in this case with the dollar. It's again another point for the side of the dollar strengthening. We have manufacturing PMI data from Institute of Supply Management. They have a bit lower data than what we saw yesterday, last week. And of course, Friday, we're finishing the week with the average hourly earnings, the non-farm employment change, and the unemployment rate from United States, and the revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment. So two types of consumer sentiment we can see this week. As you can see, it's rising. So the people in US, they're getting to be more and more positive and how to tell you, more confident about their near future, that their salaries are increasing, and it's another point for the US right now. Okay, so this is it for today. Thank you for catching up with us. If you want to join, you can do our Signalo signal service, where we are giving I'm sharing my details. As you can see, Mexican, Canadian, CAC40, all the positions are here. On this account, I'm right now till $8,000 plus. I just got a couple of stop losses from my Hungarian forint, but we're going on, and we're taking it soon. This is gonna be a take profit with the Euro New Zealand. But what we can see, last week total we closed 2,000. After this, I had the CAC40 also, so it was at close $3,000 plus. This week we're starting with a minus, but total we are an $8,000 in the last 3 weeks. As you can see, here is the follow-ups, people liking what we opened, closed, info about the Bank of Canada decision. So this is how it looks like. You're getting a ping on your phone, what we are buying, what we are selling, and then you can follow it with us, trade with us, and trend we trust. Have a nice day. Have a lovely week. Bye, everybody. See you.